Hey everybody, welcome back. So my friend Lee from Champions Chat reached out to me a little while ago and asked me if I'd be interested in doing some power rankings for him. They've got a little bit of a backlog, and he reached out to me and was like, hey, is there any of these that you can do to kind of like shore up the power ranking spreadsheet and get them back on track? He's going to continue to do the ones for the current month. I'm just going to help him fill in a little bit. And I think you'll see a couple of other creators with videos like this as well. But I said yes. And with my roster the way it is, I can only do a handful of them. But it just so happens that I've got almost everything for Lex Luger, who was the July B tier. He was the free tier card. And I think this is a really good one to cut my teeth on because Lex rules. I'm not going to bury the lead here. I really like Hall of Fame Lex Luger. So, like most Hall of Fames, he's got a lot of things going on. And we'll talk about that first. And then we'll go into the moveset that I think that makes the most sense. And then we'll transition into the spreadsheet section of it. Now, I am recording this live on Twitch, and I have a handful of friends with me, my big old crowd, so I will be interacting with them as well during this entire video. As we sit and we power rank Hall of Fame Lex Luger. So, first and foremost, he does have 2 gears. These were available during July just by playing the game. So that's how I got them. This silver gear is all color moves start with 2 more move points. And his gold gear is gems do 200% more damage. Pretty good. Most of the Hall of Famers get some sort of gear that helps with their MP charge, which is really nice. And then the gem damage is always a nice thing to have. Another thing you can get, I don't remember if you can get this one by playing the game or not, but I ended up with it because I do like moments, is the Yokozuna's Body Slam Challenge. This is kind of a memorable moment if you watched wrestling back in the 90s, where they were on a aircraft carrier and holding a wrestling match, and it was Yokozuna and Lex slammed him in cowboy boots with no grip. Of all things. Man, the 90s were wild. The moment boosts, there are a bunch here that helps. Receive 50% less damage from all color gems is nice for everybody. All color gems do 75% more damage is nice. Botch gems do 400% more damage. This is important later, and I'll explain why. Multiplied gems generated from moves will increase their strength by 6, and then 50% more health. All of this will be relevant to the moveset that we're going to be talking about. I do have this moment up at level 30, so it doesn't get any stronger than this. Over here for Strap, I've got one dedicated for him. It just happened to be 100% gem damage. I am running Fury 2s on here, so the damage is more akin to what you're going to see if you're running Fury 3s against opponents with Fury 3s. I'm doing this in a tour, so Fury 2s makes the most sense. I am using the green Bossman plate. Whenever you make 30 plus botch gems, increase your green gem damage by 300% for 1 turn. This was also available just by playing during that month. That's why I have it. And then I am going to put the botched slap plate on him. Whenever you make 8 or more botch gems, make 8 random gems into multiplies gems of strength 8. This is not affected by the moment or affected by entourages. It's just going to be 8 multiplied gems of strength 8. So that's kind of all the accoutrement that we're working with Lex Luger. The moveset is actually just a 2-click. All right. It's going to be the leaping elbow drop, deal 540,000 damage, and choose a 5x7 area to make into botch gems. And then if the opponent's class is striker, this is his hardcore move, deal 540,000 damage and choose a 1x6 area to make into multiplied gems of strength 10. Thanks, Spider-Guard. The multiplied gems of strength 10 is nice. The moment will increase this, so they will turn into 16 when we see them live. And then the running forearm smash, deal 1 million damage, plus 230,000 bonus damage for every botch gem. And then finisher, deal 1 million damage and choose a 3x7 area to swap into green gems and pin the opponent. This right here, the 230,000 bonus damage for every botch gem, the moment will affect this. Okay, so if we take this base 230,000 damage and we multiply it by 400%, which is just multiplying by 4, we're adding 920,000 damage plus this 230,000 damage. Yeah, each botch gem you have on the board is going to do a significant amount of damage, and we're going to even increase that a little bit more. This is unblockable damage, by the way. Nothing affects this other than hype, and for the purposes of the power ranking, we're not going to talk about hype. For Entourage, in order to make this a 2-click and maximize the botch gem damage with my roster, I'm going to have to run 8 yellow MP. Now, you'll get 1 for being yourself, and 2 from the gears. So you only need 7 MP to have this loaded from here. I just don't have the greatest botch gym trainers. So this is the way that I have to run it. You can increase his damage slightly by adjusting his trainer setup. Hall of Fame Ron would help a little bit. Putting Hall of Fame Ron here, and then instead of Stacy, you could put Santa. There's a bunch of different things you can do. This is just the best I can come up with, right? So 4 yellow MP here, 4 yellow MP here. My 2 yellow moves will be loaded. I am using Stacy botch gems do 50% more damage, which will also help with the unblockable. And then I'm using Bex for 100% more botch gem damage, which also helps with the unblockable. Down here, this isn't, in my opinion, the rarest entourage you can come up with. Bex was available. She was the A tier in July. And this Brawn Breaker has certainly become more available as the game goes on. All right. And then these two should be extremely common. So let's go see. Let's go run and see what type of damage we can get out of Hall of Fame Lex Luger with all of his toys. So again, it's a 2-click. We're going to throw the botches down. And I like sticking them in a corner here somewhere because the multiplied gems that are generated from the botch slapped will all line up very nicely right here. And then when we run the finisher, we're going to break this little section right here, okay? This also triggers the green boss man plate. All right, so now all green gems are going to do 300% more damage. We got multis on the board. We're going to do 1.49 million bonus damage for every botch gem. For those curious out there, that is 149 multiplied by 35 botch gems on the board. That's 52 million damage in unblockable. 52 million damage in unblockable alone, not including the multiplied gems we're about to break and the 21 green gems that we're about to break. That's pretty rock solid. I'm going to slow this down so we can see the gem damage that pops up. You will see the unblockable come off immediately and does not get added to the pin. See, there's that part of it. And then there's 48 million on top of that. So, what did I say? 48 million plus 52 million. It's about 100 million. 2 clicks. All the toys, but 100 million almost dead on it. Okay? That's fantastic. This is the free tier character, by the way. It did 100 million. Let's just look. Typically, when the boys do their power ratings, they don't take into account the hardcore move. I just kind of wanna. right? I just kind of wanna. So let's do it. Same gameplay loop, except we're going to throw down a rack of multis on this side. And then we're going to lay down our botch gems. Now, if you notice, we still have 8 open spots, which is the exact right amount to use the botched slapped plate. So this is maximum. This is fully efficient, everything that we need. We're still doing 52 million unblockable from the botch gems, and then we're going to hit the finish. Slowed down. Let's see how much we got. Some decent cascades. That's a cool 86 million. For those playing along at home, against strikers, that's 138 million damage. 2 click first turn. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, how does he rank? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's pull up the spreadsheet here. So let's go over the spreadsheet real quick and in the kind of rubric with the power rankings, ratings. Sorry, I've been saying rankings this whole time. The power ratings, they're rated on 5 different categories. All right, damage, speed, readiness, versatility, and the entourage ability. Which we haven't talked about, but we will when we get there. And it's rated 1 through 5. Okay, so damage C tier is equal to less than 39% of current meta's top end damage. And the top end damage, the boys have talked about, they want to push it up to 100 million. And it's kind of gotten to the point where 60 million was the old baseline, and 60 million just isn't enough anymore. A lot of cards will do 60 million. That's no longer kind of the top end. So in discussions about the power ratings, it got pushed up to 100 million. So 1 point is if it's 40% basically of 100 million. B tier is 40% or more. A tier is 60% or more. S tier is 80% or more. And S plus tier is equal to 100% or more of the current meta's top end damage. Well, I just did 100 million without the hardcore move. So this is one where you don't really have to think about it too hard. You drop a 5 in there and away you go, because we very clearly saw 100 million based on the calculator. Okay. The second rating is speed. And speed is how fast can you get him up and running. 1 point for high MP, low to no recycle, long move animations. 2 Bob's note is, why are you even using this character? B tier speed, which is 2 points. Any 2 of the following are true. Character has high MP or needs multiple trainers, coaches to start by turn 2. Moves may or may not recycle. Animations can be long, meaning it would be hard to win in less than 3 minutes in feud. 3 points. The following are true. MP charges 8 or more but can be offset with common trainers. Moves recycle most of the time. Animations are not overly long, resulting in a win in 1 to 2 minutes in feud. 4 points. At least 2 of the following are true. MP charges 7 or less. Moves recycle flawlessly, and or animations are fairly quick, resulting in a win under 60 seconds. And 5 points for at least 2 of the following are true. MP charges equal to less than 6. Moves recycle flawlessly, and or animations are quick, resulting in a win under 45 seconds. Okay. So, chat, need a little bit of input here. He can't be 5 points because his MP charge is not equal or less than 6 MP. So we have immediately ruled out the 5 right there. At least 2 of the following true MP charges. 7 or less moves recycle flawlessly and or animations are fairly quick, resulting in a win under 60 seconds. His MP charge on his finisher is 10. Okay, so that technically makes this one untrue based on this rubric and would automatically put him into the 3 points section. However, he's going to win faster than 1 to 2 minutes in feud. His move animation is pretty quick. And with gear, you only need 7 MP charge, which you can do in a variety of different ways with a variety of different trainers. So, are we going to bend a little bit because he does have MP up gear? Or are we going to stick very true to the rubric and give him a 3 because technically his finisher is a 10 MP charge? And I know which way that I'm kind of thinking about it, but I want to see what you guys say. I'm getting a lot of blank. So, I'm going to give him a 4. I'm going to give him a 4 here because even though he breaks the rubric and his finisher is a 10 MP charge, I'm going to subtract a point from a different category because he has gear. Okay. So I'm going to put a 4 here. And actually, I'm going to put it this way. 4 with the understanding that the gear was obtainable and is a +2 MP. What do we think? Is that fair? Because he doesn't traditionally fit this, but I think this is too slow. I think this is too low. Okay. Chad says this is fair, so I'm going to roll with it. Readiness. Character needs to pray the devs remember they exist. That's probably not here. Character needs, for 2 points, character needs 4 special things, plate, gear, moment, rare trainer to make them work well. Character needs 3 special things, plate, gear, moment, rare trainer to make them work well. 4 points for 2 special things, and 5 points for character needs 0 to 1 special things to make them work well. Now, historically, with the power ratings, if things are common, they're not they don't take any points off if it's common and easy, relatively easy things to get. So I'm not going to give him a 5 at all because I'm subtracting at least 1 point from right here, understanding that the gear is obtainable as a +2 MP. Okay, so I'm not going to give him a 5 just based on that alone. Now, we had a moment. We had the second gear, we had 2 plates, and relatively difficult to obtain trainers outside of maybe Braun Breaker. Okay, but the moment was obtainable during his month, I think. His second gear was obtainable during his month, and the green Botchman plate was obtainable during his month just for playing the game. So I don't think it's really fair to penalize him for, at the very least, his gear, his second gear, or the green Botchman plate. The argument comes in, and honestly, I'm not even really going to discount him or deduct any points for Braun Breaker because you could put other yellow MP trainers in that spot. And then maybe a 17K Santa, which I don't, is kind of hit or miss, but there are ways to do it without needing Braun Breaker. So I don't want to deduct a point there. The question is, do we leave him a 4? Because I understand Botch Slapped is a little bit hard to get. And I understand the moment may not have been obtainable. You might have had to make an investment to get it. Do we give him a 3 or do we give him a 4? We give him a 4 if we basically kind of give him a pass on either the botch slap plate or the moment, or if we don't give him a pass on one of those two things, we have to give him a 3. And there's no way we can give him a 5 because we're subtracting this point to give him a 4 to break the rubric up here. I know where I'm leaning. I kind of think 3 is the right answer here. PD Dog says 4. I can see that as an answer too. Chad says 3 would play it safe, but he would also say 4. So I've got 2 4s. Art the Clown's giving me a 3, which is valid. I completely understand 3. I'm also personally leaning 3. Zandal's giving us a 3. If we play me as the tiebreaker, that would put him at a 3. So I think that's the play. Kurgan has given us a 3. Yeah, I think that's the fair way to do it. I think that's the fair way to do it. We'll give him a 3 here. That's fair. Versatility. 1 point for a character doesn't even seem usable in any key modes. 2 points, I mean, that's clearly false. We don't even have to talk about that. This one is also fundamentally false. Character is not strong in any competitive format or mode, but may be capable of winning in tours and blitzes. No. Character is competitively usable in one of the following: feud, boss, or showdown. Character may be a sleeper occasionally for boss. 4, character is competitively usable in at least 2 of feud, boss, showdown. Character has gems or a type that help in boss and or extreme rules. Or 5, character is competitively usable feud, boss, and showdown. Character has special gems and types that help boss and extreme rules. Personally, I think he is completely viable in feud, and I think he's completely viable in showdown. Absolutely. I think he can work in both. We can show how you can overload him with MP. So that helps in showdown. He hits pretty hard. I'm going to get rid of the spreadsheet for just a second because I want to look at something. He does have a reversal against trap gems. I don't think you're ever going to really be running his red moveset, though. I still think this is good enough for showdown. Absolutely. Deputy Dog is saying 4, unless it's a very unique boss, he won't be used there. I agree with that. Maybe an outside shot as a green shield breaker. Maybe. Maybe if there is a green botch boss, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm pretty secure with a 4, but I am open to arguments against that. Art says 4 is pushing it. I think he's for sure more valuable in feud than he would be in showdown. I don't know though. You could pair him with another Hall of Fame. We get, what's the Hall of Fame link again? Let's take a look real quick. What's the Hall of Fame link? It's pretty good. It's all color moves start with 4 more move points. I don't know, man. You pair that Hall of Fame in a showdown, +2 from his gear. I mean, you can really. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think Showdown is perfectly viable. I'm gonna go with 4. My gut's telling me 4. I think you can run him in 2. And here's the fun one: entourage ability. 1, outdated or not useful trainer coach ability. Number 2, trainer coach offers something that if you are missing, other trainers, coaches will do the job better. But if you don't have them, you can fill it in. Number 3 is niche trainer coaching ability, may not be used much, but very valuable when needed. Number 4 is widely used trainer coaching ability, helps the character being used on to reach their full potential. Number 5 is essential trainer coaching ability, adds something that you do not want to go into battle without. We haven't looked at this yet. At 35K, 6-star gold, any colored gems do 40% more damage. The card you put it on gets 30% more health. You increase kick-out damage done by gems by 75%, and you get 2 more purple MP just for your troubles. Oh my goodness. This is a 5 for me. You're getting rainbow gem damage in your trainer spot. That's amazing, in my opinion. Your purple moves start with 2 more MP. Increase your kick-out damage done by gems by 75%, which is huge in the hype world because that really does help. And there's no hype defense against kickouts. So if you have hype 2, you're running a hype against a hype 4, you know that you're going to hit kind of like a marshmallow. But if they put you down, that's 75% with your, I think it's 40% kick-out buff on top of it. It's going to help you. It's going to help you win. And you get 30% more health for your troubles. Admittedly, I do not remember what the boys have ranked this as because this isn't the first time we've seen this. I really think this is a 5. I think this is one of the strongest coaching or training abilities in the entire game. And I think it's so strong that if you have one of these Hall of Fame cards, it doesn't even have to be Lex. It could be Ron, it could be JBL, it could be Goldberg, it could be Molly. Doesn't matter. You need to have them at least 35K, and you need to run them whenever possible, in my opinion. That 40, just for the 40% rainbow gem damage alone. And maybe I'm selling a little bit too hard here. Zandal said 4. What else? Give me some input. Change my mind. We'll turn it into a debate. No debates because everybody thinks I'm right. I really think I think it's great. I'll do this. I'll do it this way. I'll put it a 5. But I will move it to a 4 if historical precedent proves me wrong. If the boys have consistently rated this training ability on all the other Hall of Fame characters, I will, after the video is over, I will come back into the spreadsheet and I will change it to a 4. All right. So before we tally everything up, does anybody have any strong feelings about where we've ranked everything here so far? 5 for damage, 4 for speed, or how fast they can get up and running. 3 for readiness, how much stuff you have to put on him. Steve Randall says 5's good. Okay. 5 for the training ability. We got a 4 for versatility because he might not be the greatest in boss. And a 5 for the entourage ability. That will shift to a 4 if historical precedence proves me wrong. So if we total all that up, we're at 5 and 7 is 12 and 4 is 16 and 5 is 21. 21 out of 25. That's not terrible. 21 out of 25 is not bad at all. All right. Let's look and see how that stacks up. Let's go over here to the showboats. So far, there has been no 25-25 showboats ranked. 24-25 has been Vader time. 23 of 25 has been King Gunther. John Cena, Rex Regum, SFR. Dude Nader's 22. Look at this, 21 of 25. Goldberg Hall of Fame. Entourage is 5, so Chads. 21 and 25, Entourage right there. He has the same Entourage ability. Just as good as Bret Hart, just as good as Kofi Kingston, Michelangelo. Better than Solo Sikoa, I'd agree with that. Kevin Owens, Grayson Waller, better than those two, I'd agree with that. Yeah, so he's going to sit right here with Goldberg Hall of Fame. Now, Goldberg Hall of Fame was the A tier. So was this Bret Hart. Kofi Kingston, up until Lex, I would go on a limb and say was the best showboat that the game has ever given us. That's where he sits. And I think that's right, to be completely honest with you. I don't think he's as good as Dude Nader. And Dude Nader got most of his points taken off from Entourage. Same with all these other great cards up here. Entourage has either hurt them, or versatility has hurt them a little bit in the case of Vader. But Hall of Fame Lex. Right in there, some of the best. And as a side, I think Hall of Fame Lex Luger is a strong contender for best free-to-play character released this month. Or not this month, this year. Yeah, who else do we have here? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So for 25, we have Hall of Fame Molly Holly. I think Lex is better than Molly Holly. We have Striker Liv, who's good. I still think Hall of Fame Lex is better. Bull Nakano, Jesse the Body Ventura, the Disciple Brutus Beefcake, Judgment Day Raquel Rodriguez, Hall of Fame Lex, and then Technician Rusev, and then Acro Alba Fire. Lex is strong running for best free-to-play character or free-tier character in the game for the year 2025. All right. So, do you agree with this ranking? Do you agree with the ratings? Do you think I was unfair in any of the categories? Do you think I was overfair in any of the categories? Do me a favor. Leave me a comment down in the comments section of this YouTube video. I want to thank Twitch chat for helping me out with all this, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching it. Please do me a favor, if you haven't already, go check out Champions Chat. They have both a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel. Go support the boys. They are great at what they do. I have a lot of amazing content. My name is Slim Numbers, as you probably know because you're watching this on my channel. If you've learned anything today, if you've been entertained by anything today, or if you just happen to like the sound of my voice, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Late.